What is up, YouTube? M40 here. So this has been on my desktop for probably a week now. This is the fabled 75th place beautiful Troop Dupe Scoop deck, as Andrew is calling it. So, Andrew Dingess is an old friend of mine. Go back years with him. Indy Regional was a couple weeks back, and he said that he wanted to bring something fun to the event. He tries to bring old crazy things to the table, and he got 75th out of 500 plus players at this event. And this was the crazy invention that he ended up bringing to the table. Now, when you look at this, you see a lot of cool, crazy old stuff in this, and this is mind-boggling to me as a modern-day player that such, I guess, trivial concepts still actually existed. And I'll step through and talk about some of his things. He finished 6-3-1, so 6 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. He actually almost got his invite with this deck, so think about that. He lost last round on the bubble. He was what was it, 6-2-1 going into the last round or something like that, and he ended up losing. His losses, he said, were to, I believe, 1 Dino, 1 Lunalite, and 1 Hero player. And he did relatively well outside of that versus everything else here. I also have a breakdown on some of his reasoning and things like that. But yeah, that's that's an interesting thing here. So, what do we aim to do with this deck? So, we aim to just beat our opponent down as mercilessly as possible. If you guys don't know, the oldest iteration of this deck comes back to 2007. Where Troop Dupe Scoop, basically, you stick a card trooper on the field. Card trooper has this unique ability that says once per turn, you can choose a number up to 1 to 3, and then send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 500 attack for each card sent to the graveyard this way until the end of this turn. And if this card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card. So you stick the card trooper on the field, machine duplication, target it, and then you have 3 1900 beat sticks on the field that you can limit or removal and push down for even larger burst damage. Alright? Pretty simple strategy. The rest of the deck revolves around going second. Alright? That's what all the break-a-board cards in here are for. And it's actually quite impressive that this got as far as it did. So, let's dig on into this. So we have triple copies of Jizakuru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. Big beat stick, 3300, under limiter, 6600, and it's also a machine monster that you can use to toggle out with your opponent's Cyber Dragon cards into machine monsters. Very important. All right, I love multi-purposing concepts with this. If your opponent leaves a Cyber Dragon on the field, you enjoy your free chomp chomp. Gizmek. All right, 2450 body. All right, what is this thing? 4900 underneath limiter removal. You don't really care all that much about your deck in this case. You just care about getting monsters on the field that you can hard limiter removal and win the game with. Gamma Steel's our little kaiju of choice. He doesn't really care if... So, the thing is, if you don't kill your opponent and your opponent switches this to defense mode, you don't really care. Like, that's the main reason why people don't play Gamma Steel all that much, is because when it goes to defense mode, 3k is a fat butt that you have to get over, and it's an issue. So, we're playing this easier points to push over. The 100 from the Kumamungus matters. We have 1 Pankratops special summon. It's a Cyber Dragon. It breaks boards. I don't know what else I have to really say about this card. Popping back row, so you can actually play the game. So you can do the Pankratops, break the board, and then summon the Cyber Dragon, and then combo. It's really cute. Triple Cyber Dragon, machine, light monster, 4200 underneath the limiter removal, breaks the EDM. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. 2 Lancia. This was the hand trap of choice that he went with. You can pick any other hand trap if you want. You can play Ash. If you just want to mess around with concepts and things like that, then sure. But Lance worked out for generally most of his matchups that he wanted this for. Then we have triple copies of Honest. So, this thing's a light, right? So we have this. It doesn't work with this, but it works with the Cyber Dragon. So, we have Honest to, as long as you hit the limiter removal for the cheese damage over the opponent, you just gain infinite power off of this. So you just basically push your opponent even further beyond. And then we have triple copies of our win con, per se. And then we have triple copies of Battle Fader. I actually, I'll talk about this later on. You're literally looking at this list and you're like, what is this hot garbage, Robbie? Why are we doing this? Triple copies Pot of Extra, our draw power for the deck. Confliction with Pot of Desires, because we are not packing in Grand Manju. Now this one's the crazy part. Your deck is supposed to be, card or Troop Dupe Scoop, but yeah, we only have 2 machine duplications. He literally said that there was not a point where he would want the third. It would have been, a brick, because we only have 1 target in the deck. So that was something interesting to point out. We also have triple copies of the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber to do the full break-a-board concept. I mean, most players are probably looking at this and they're like, oh yeah, this standard break-a-board. Triple copies of our secondary win con. You draw this with any 2 machines, you're going to town. Alright, it's simple and sweet. We have triple copies of Called by the Grave. I'm not trying to have my machine dupe get Ash Blossomed. That's just a feels bad right there. Like, if you actually are able to machine dupe and, your opponent ashes and you have the Call by the Grave, I clap for you, because you've ascended to a new level of Yu-Gi-Oh! God. We have triple copies of Twin Twister, and we have the 1 copy of the Red Reboot, because we're trying to ensure that we can get our cheese OTK off. Alright? So, that's one interesting thing. Now, extra deck. We have 1 Link Kribo. Okay. 1 Phoenix. 1 Cyber Dragon Zeger. Oh god, this has actually come up. I mean, yeah, it does come up actually. Okay. 2 Saruja. When are we getting 4 monsters on? So, special summon Cyber Dragon, summon 3 card troopers, make Saruja. 500 IQ plays. And then, by the way, we can't even draw. 1 Gaga Cowboy for time. 1 Abyss Dweller, sure. Cards that we're not even making. Castel. Giant Hand, which we can't even make. 2 Dingrisu, 2 Fortress, and a Mega Fleet. Alright, all cards we can make. We have triple Nibiru, triple Inspector Border, triple Denko Sekka, triple Book of Moon, and triple Threatening Roar in the side. Well, I kinda see why we did some winning on some of this. So there are some notes that were given to me here. So the side deck wasn't supposed to be different. He forgot to change it at the event, so that's one thing. Like, the side would have looked different. He said, Battle Fader saved me so much. I'm glad I put it in. Red Reboot, I only seen it once in a hand and never used it. He said he's seen Pankratops a lot, but only used it once. Card Trooper was so much fun to play and won me some games. I had a few other players watching one of my matches getting a kick out of it. When I summoned a Card Trooper, played Dupe, and did all 3 effects, went to battle phase, and then played 2 limited removals. Good times. Monster Reborn was something that was also supposed to be here. I forgot about that. It's supposed to be 42. My apologies. Monster Reborn only helped once. Only had to play Lancia once. They're going to the side deck. Cyber Dragon, main to me, was a must to clear the extra monster zone because I lost all of my dice rolls. So many Cyber Dragons helped out. Gizmodeck saved me a few times from losing a game and helped him win a few times. I think it was good at 2 in the deck. I liked 3 Twin Twisters being in the main. I only sided them once. 3 Called by the Grave. They was hit or miss. I would say most of my wins was in 4 to 5 turns, and I won most of my games playing Slumber to give them the Gansa Seal. I would take the big guy, the Jizakuru, and just kill my opponent. The removal's a good card. I didn't know what to play in the extra deck, so I put a little of this and a little of that. I know he wanted to play 3 Link Karibo, 3 Fortress, 3 Mega Fleet, 3 Dingrisu, because he was playing extra, but he just didn't have the time to get everything together. So yeah, those are your little cliff notes for this. Still only 2 Machine Dupe, by the way. He literally said that he never needed to play more than 2. It never came up. But there you go. What did he actually... He played Hero, played 2 Cyber Dragon, BA Dino. Okay, so it was 2 Hero, 2 Cyber Dragon, 1 BA Dino, 1 Lunalite, 1 Anti-Meta, and then 3 decks that you didn't know, of which were 2 of them were playing Invocation. So that's interesting to know. But yeah, 42 cards with Monster Reborn in the main deck here. What do you guys think? This is very spicy, nonetheless. Man, it's the fun stuff like this that I love in this game. So guys, what do you think about Revisited Trip Dupe Scoop? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Where's the third machine, Dupe Dingus? Alright guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.